pranayama. So this pranayama is known as how many? Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayama. Fourth organ of the eight-limbed path of yoga. You already know. There is Patanjali explains 8 steps to yoga. Highest step is Samadhi. What is Samadhi? Samadhi means that you are absorbed into meditation, and in that meditation, you find your real nature. You find permanent peace, happiness, love, and wisdom inside. So, first you find it, and then you come out of the meditation, Samadhi. Then what happens? Then now you are not affected by any suffering. You have no pain. You live into that state. You live a creative life. You live a happy life. You live a peaceful life. That is the goal of yoga. But then as we proceed further, so we find the fourth limb is pranayama. So we say first 5 is external yoga: yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar. They are known as external yoga. The last 3 is known as internal yoga. Now, I have not written that, so if you want to write down, you can write down the external yoga. First 5 steps of Ashtanga yoga. Last 3 steps are known as internal yoga. So today we want to discuss about pranayama. Every Sanskrit word has multiple meanings. So here we see pranayama. Prana is one word and yama. Yama means to control, to pause. As we study in the first organ of yoga, that is yama. And then comes to prana. What is prana? Prana, 2 syllables. Pra, na. Pra is the prefix, na is the suffix. So this pra means the first, foremost. Na means energy, ana means energy, the first unit of energy. That is known as prana. Prana is not oxygen or carbon dioxide. Prana is a force by which air goes inside and the air comes outside. It is a power, it is a force, it is a life force. When the person dies, we say he has left. But his body is there. How can we say he has left? His prana has left from the body. Remove the engine from the big, most expensive car. That car has no value. Engine, fuel, prana. Before we understand, we should, this prana gives life to the mind. If prana is not there, the mind cannot think, listen, understand anything. Without that energy, prana. So you see that when the prana goes to the body, it becomes the physical energy. I will fight with you. So fighting demands that energy. I will lift this weight. So the prana goes to the body, it becomes the physical energy. And when the same prana goes to the mind, It gives me the power of listening, power of speaking, power of thinking, power of deciding. Now, answer one question. When you have a dog and a cat. So when the
Hmm.
dog looks into the mirror, it is the image of a dog. But dog does not know. Dog sees that it's another dog and they fight. You know, our pet starts barking and we enjoy. But when we see into the mirror, we don't fight. We see it is our image. Why? How come so? They have the same prana. They have also the mind. Tell me why. Tell me why it happens. Cat also looks into the mirror and you can see the cat starts dancing and the image also starts dancing. And some dogs I have seen that they bark and then they leave the mirror. They feel as if the image dog is behind the mirror. So they go behind the mirror to find the dog. So they also have intelligence. But how come? Why? Dog seeing the image feels it is other dog, it is foreign, it is different. Why, when we see the image, then we see, it's our image, it's a mirror.
Is it because we know ourselves?
Yes, you are coming to the right answer because we know much more than animals. And that knowing is known as self awareness. We have a higher degree of self awareness. Animals have lower degree of self awareness. Even they have the same life force, they have the same prana. Mind is also the same, but our mind lives at higher self awareness. You are right. You know yourself means we have a self awareness. First thing. Now understand the second part. Because of the self awareness, because of the absence of higher degree of self awareness, these dogs, cats, and other animals cannot regulate their breath. We can regulate, we can change it, we can modify, we can make the breath faster, we can make the breath slower, we can make the breath deeper. Dog cannot do it. I know every dog, they stretch their tongue out and they are breathing, very fast. Quick and short breath. So quick and short breath, they breathe about, on an average, adult dog breathes about 45 to 55 breath in a minute. See that. Now see, first thing what we learn, prana is the same, mind is the same in all, but our mind is highly developed, so we know ourselves. We can separate that image that we see in the mirror from ourselves. So we label that, oh, that is my image, that is not other guy. But animals do not have that level of knowing. That is first thing. Second thing is that because of that self awareness, I can take over the breathing. Animals cannot take over the breathing. They cannot regulate, they cannot control. If you tell your dog and the pet and cat, please breathe deep, silent, and slow, they cannot do it. So, to regulate the prana, we need the mind. If the mind is, but that mind should also be at a higher level. But if our mind lives at the lower level, like an animal, then we cannot practice pranayama. then we cannot practice pranayama. So the pranayama simply says pause in the movement of the breath, that becomes pranayama. Pranayama has uh, pranayama. Let us pick up another understanding that pranayama, the benefit of the pranayama, two great benefits the Patanjali explains. What he explains, dharana sucho yogyata manasa. If you are doing a specific pranayama regularly, then what happens? Then it gives you a remarkable power of concentration. Now, just understand that part. So, what do you mean by remarkable power of concentration? Your mind is not distracted. Even if the phone is buzzing, whatever you are doing, you focus on your work. You complete that. That is the power of memory, power of concentration, power of retention it gives you. Look at the benefit of power of concentration. So, whatever the work I do it with focus. Whatever the work I do, I can retain in the mind for many days. That is what the retention power is. Memory power, I can store the information and the knowledge in my mind. That is the power of pranayama. First. Second power is dharana sucho yogita. Second, tatakshiyate prakasha varnam. It removes the craziness of the mind, laziness of the mind, reactiveness of the mind. What it means? When it removes the craziness, if I become angry, I normally, if I have a habit of being angry, agitated, reaction, my habits are not good for me. And if I practice pranayama, it changes the habit. It stops the reaction, it stops the anger. That is the importance of the pranayama. It also kills your laziness. You always feel higher energy all the time. So today we will explore this pranayama practically, step by step. So just close your eyes. First step, we will understand the natural breath and its relationship with the body and the mind. How to understand practically. So eyes are closed, body is comfortable. How it is comfortable? You just feel the neck joint. When you feel the neck joint, adjust and align, and adjust and align, and then feel the sensation in comfortable. Then move the mind on the shoulder joints. Your mind is moving on the shoulder joints. Your shoulder joints are not moving to the mind. Sometimes our mind is somewhere else, so it understands differently. The mind is moving to the shoulder joints. You are there, you feel the sensation, and then you experience comfortable. You move the mind on the entire body, on all the joints. From the, you see the neck joint mentally, feel it, shoulder joints, and then elbows joints, then hip joint. We are looking at all the joints, the knees, ankles, toes. I left one joint, finger joints. Right hand, all the fingers, including the wrist, Left hand, all the fingers, including the wrist. When the mind moves on all the joints, do you feel? Yes, we feel some sensation. But what is this sensation? This is what the prana is. One way to understand. See that? You are comfortable because of the prana. What does it mean? No, I'm doing it with the mind. You feel comfortable because of prana. I don't understand. Mind says, that energy is equally distributed there. What energy? Prana. So that is why when it is equally distributed, mind has an experience of being comfortable. See that? So the first experience, oh, this is what the prana is. You are listening to me? Yes. No doubt, ears are listening, but ears can't listen without prana. Prana has to be there. Oh, that is the second point I understood. Without prana. Very good. Third, eyes are closed. I'll make you write down all those points, and then you are totally comfortable because of the energy is equally distributed. You are listening to me. No doubt you are listening from your ears, but ears can't listen without prana. It means prana is everywhere. Yes, prana is everywhere in the body, every cell. It is in the mind, it is in the intellect. Oh, prana is everywhere. Yes. That is the way we should experience the prana. Prana is everywhere, in every cell, in every cell of the body. Oh, it is that way. In speech, in listening, in thinking. Oh, now we keep the body in that state. So the prana manifests that we can regulate through the breath. So let the mind in that state look at the breath. Simply looking at the breath and feeling the breath. Looking and feeling the breath. Looking and feeling the breath. What does it mean? The breath goes in, the breath comes out, we feel the sensation of the breath, and that is how we know the breath goes in and out. In that breathing, in that breath, prana moves. Prana moves. Prana moves like electricity. Electricity. You see that moves like electricity in the wire of breath, if I say so. Is electricity visible? No. But bulb is on. Now I know electricity is here. I am alive. The electric prana is there. You are looking at the breath. You are simply looking, feeling the breath. No change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. So now we will observe. These dogs and the cats cannot observe. You are right. We know our mind is highly developed, and so that we can note, we can observe. So what we are going to observe? We are going to observe couple of stuff. When I will say start, then when breath goes in and comes out, you have to count to 1. Again, the second breath goes in and comes out, count 2. Goes in and comes out, count 3. Like this. So the first thing that we count are the breath, and we will find out what is our rate and rhythm of what is the rate of the breath per minute. That is how we will find. So I will tell you start and you count. And when I say stop, then you count, then you stop. but remember the number of breaths that you have taken. Start. So when one breath goes in and comes out, that is one. Again, second breath goes in and comes out, two. Third, three. Like this. Go on counting the breath. So when we count the breath in the calmness and the steadiness of the body, then only we know what is our rate of the breath. But if we are jumping and body is stressed, then the breath rate changes. That we will understand later. So continue counting the breath until I say you to stop. Here, still counting the breath. Just as a play and a fun, we should learn yoga as a play and a fun, but experientially. Now stop the counting of the breath and remember the number of breaths you have taken during this period, and we'll find out. Now, another thing that we have to find out, just as a play and fun, when you breath is going in, means there is a natural inhalation. Find out the belly or the rib cage or the clavicle bone, what moves and how it moves. And when the breath comes out, watch, feel, and observe. Sometimes when people inhale, you may find out when they inhale, their belly goes down inside. Others, belly comes out. For third, when you inhale, the rib cage goes out, means expands, and for some. For others, the rib cage contracts. And some people, you may observe that their shoulders, they go up and down with the breathing. We have to find out, and then we will understand why. That, you can observe people all around you in your family. You need not to say anything to them. Just watch closely. It's the same way you are watching closely. When you inhale, you find out whether the belly moves, chest moves, or the shoulder moves. And when you exhale, find out whether the belly, chest, and the rib and the shoulder moves too, and how they move. When you inhale, whether they expand or contract, whether you exhale, they expand or contract. Just be very clear. Feel that, so that if it is not normal, we will take our corrective measure. But one beautiful thing happens. When you start observing the breath, looking the breath and its relationship to the body, your level of awareness goes up and the mind continues to live within. Even simple awareness of the breath and the counting helps you to induce relaxation and calmness. Now do nothing, just remain as it is, looking at the breath. Let us see. Just looking at the breath. going in and out, feeling the sensation, doing nothing. In the state of steadiness in the body. Why? We don't want to change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Why? We want to understand. We want to explore. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences and bring the hands down. How do you feel? Ah, I could see the smile on your face. Unmute. I muted it.
Great.
See the simple practice. And how many breath you take? What is the counting?
10.
You see that you have changed your breath rate. You made it slow and deeper. And that is the result of practicing yoga. We become conscious in a positive way. Now see that the normal, you can even write down the normal, adult, normal, healthy human being. Their breath rate is in between 18 to 20. 18 to 21 normally. Adult, healthy human being. The turtle, what is the breath rate of a turtle? 3 to 5 breath a minute. You did 10 breath in 2 minutes. So your breath rate was 5 per minute. And that is excellent. We
Oh, good.
say in yoga that if you continue to breathe even 5 breaths every minute, 24 by 7, the mind cannot become anxious, mind cannot enter into anxiety, mind cannot enter into this. Just simple. So the turtle, the breath rate of a turtle is between 3 to 5. And average breath rate of a dog is in between 45 to 50. And of a horse is around 55. Now see the result of this. Turtle breathes about 3 to 5 breaths a minute. Lifespan is 150 years. So less the breath rate per minute, your lifespan is longer. Dog in the quiet lives for 15, maximum 20 years. Why? Breath rate is 45. Less than the lifespan of a dog is the horse because their breath rate is 55. So now see the result of the one result of the pranayama and the yoga is that it decreases the rate and the rhythm of the breath. So your rhythm becomes very smooth and calm, and that induces relaxation and calmness. That's why you said, I feel great. How easy it is. So, what is the importance? The moment you have any form of anxiety and the stress and a reaction, dad says, why don't you do that? And you get upset. So the moment you recognize, oh, mine is upset, so let me do it. Couple of minutes. Let me watch the breath, feel the breath, count the breath. Do not change it. Now, second thing comes. Why I told you so? Where when you were inhaling, which part of the body was moving and how? Belly, rib cage, and or the shoulder joint.
It started in the belly, and then when the belly got full, it went to the bottom of the rib cage.
Bottom of the rib cage. That's good. So now see, even the science in yoga, both they agree on that. So there is one is a belly breathing. So in science we say it is the diaphragmatic breathing. You can even write down. There are three. I have already written, but anyhow you can write down. So first is, what is that? Diaphragmatic breathing. When you inhale and exhale from the belly. But when you inhale and exhale from the rib cage, it is known as thoracic breathing, or it is known as the rib cage breathing. And some people breathe from the shoulder. They inhale, you may notice. So our master says that those who breathe from the shoulder, they are highly tense people. So even if you talk with them with the love and affection, they constantly react. Same thing with the rib cage breathing. But diaphragmatic breathing is totally normal breathing. But even better than this breathing is total breathing. Total breathing is means what? It engages the belly, then it engages the rib cage, it engages even the clavicle bone. You breathe from all the three areas, you inhale and exhale. That is what. Now we will see that. Forget about the shoulder breathing. Put your hands on the, even with eyes open, put your hands on the rib cage, all around, spread all your fingers so you can feel all the ribs. Your thumb is touching the highest rib cage, and the lower finger, the little finger, is touching the last rib cage, and all the other three fingers are in between. So when you inhale slowly, you expand your ribs. So you see that the rib expands vertically and also horizontally. And exhale, inhale, feel the expansion, and exhale, feel the contraction. Just do it 10 times. Two things will happen. Whenever you have some form of anxiety or you are upset, even you are feeling tired, you start doing this breathing through, even through the rib cage. What is the key? You are doing deep, silent, slow breathing. Where? In the rib cage. The moment you inhale, you expand your ribs. You will find out as you inhale, the space between the ribs becomes greater and the greater. Just feel that through the fingers. And when you exhale, the space in the ribs, they come, they become very small, little, little. So, what is the best way to do the rib cage breathing? Create greater and the greater space between the ribs and bring the ribs together when you exhale. Even the 10 breathing, you see, you feel better, you feel good. So that is one, that is what the rib cage breathing. So normally people have very short rib cage breathing, shorter breathing. Why shorter breathing? The lungs here, the lobes of the lungs are small. That's why, but the lobes of the lungs at the lower end are bigger. So now, same way, bring your both the hands on the belly. The thumb is touching the last rib, and the little finger is touching the waist. Again, close your eyes and start breathing 10 times from the belly. This is so we have to alter, change the rate and the rhythm of the breath, even in our daily activities. So, start inhaling into the belly. Feel your lower belly expands, then both the sides of the belly, then the upper belly. How do I note the upper belly? Above the belly button. Below the belly button is the lower belly. And then on the right and the left side of the belly. Find out. And expand the belly means fill as deep as possible, as much as air as possible. And just do it for a couple of minutes. You will find a tremendous change. The body will be filled with energy, and I'll tell you why later. So you inhale. Another way to understand, when you inhale, your belly becomes a balloon. And when you exhale, the belly squeezes down. It almost touches the spine. Deep, silent, and slow. So, another way, another big importance of this breathing is when whenever you are upset, feeling lazy and sleepy, but you have to focus on your homework, it is better to do 10 or 20 times the belly breathing. That laziness will go away, distractions will go away. You will find a deeper calmness and relaxation. Deep and calm and relaxation. That is what happens. We have to apply very simple and easy steps and practices in our daily life. Then we will understand other practices of pranayama. And now leave this. You will find calmness and relaxation, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now we have done the rib cage breathing, we have done the belly breathing. Now put your right hand on the rib cage, left hand on the belly. Now combine the two. How you combine? First, you inhale into the belly without break. Continue to inhale into the rib cage. Your rib cage expands completely. While exhaling, first you empty your belly and then the rib cage. This is what is known as yogic breathing, deep, silent, and slow breathing. So again, you inhale first into the belly. You see, the first few breaths, you will find little discomfort. Why? The mind is not used to it. Our lungs are not used to it. So, no worries. Just continue. Yogic breathing. What is yogic breathing? First, you inhale first you inhale into the belly. Belly expands. Then you continue to fill the air into the rib cage. Only one breath. You don't give a break. You don't stop it. And when you exhale, first you exhale from the belly, squeezes down, and then the ribs. Just continue. You'll find more and more deeper relaxation and calmness. Before sleeping, when I lie down on the bed, I normally do 100 deep, silent, and slow breathing. And what happens after 25 and 30 breaths? I fall into very deep sleep. I have not been able to do the 100 breathing only once or twice because I want to sleep. So I lie down and then on the back I put my right hand on the belly, the left hand on the chest or otherwise, and then I do the deep, silent and slow breathing. So what happens after 10 or 15 breaths? my breath rate goes down. I have seen many a times that my breath rate just two breath in 1 minute. And when that happens, I feel the tingling as if the body is sleeping. And within no time, I enter into sound sleep. Deep, silent, and slow. 1 minute more, and then we will see. Pay attention. It takes some time, but for you, I don't see it will take some time. You will not feel any discomfort. First, you inhale into the belly, then into the ribs, only one breath. And when you exhale, first you exhale from the belly, then from the ribs. And leave this. Eyes open. Do you see the relaxation again?
Hmm.
And the easy method to calm down, to kill our tiredness and the laziness. I always say to everyone that if you start studying something, it is very good that you start with the yogic breathing, maybe 10, 15 breath, and consciously experience that calmness and the focus comes. The energy level goes up. Many scientists have done research study on this yogic breathing. What they say? When you do the normal breathing, which you don't notice, you only consume around 29% of the oxygen present in the air. What it means? Normally, breathing, you don't notice it, you have not regulated it, so one breath goes in that breath, in that air contains the oxygen. So, whatever the oxygen percentage is there, only 29% of the oxygen is consumed by the lungs. Did you understand that?
Hmm.
Now, when you are doing a yogic breathing, 72% of the oxygen is consumed by the lungs. Means more energy, more freshness, more energy goes, more oxygen goes to the brain. Second part is much more interesting. What is the second part? When you do the normal breathing, huh? You don't notice it. So when the normal breathing, it is 18 to 20 breaths a minute for the adult healthy human being. So that normal breathing, one breath is going in, means hardly 1 liter of 1 liter of air. But when you are breathing deep, silent, and slow, 5 liters of air.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So in 1 liter of air, 29% of oxygen is consumed. 5 liters of air, 70% of the oxygen in 5 liters of air is consumed. I'm not saying, science is saying. Many scientific research have proved it. So what happens? I feel energetic. My laziness goes away. It drops. Two or more things. When we when you see the person is doing the chest breathing, that is not good. Only the belly breathing, or which is diaphragmatic breathing, is known as the natural breathing pattern. Why? Why?
Because it's the best for us?
It is, yeah, it's a diaphragmatic breathing because it consumes more air. But why it is so natural, we say? Have
Is
you
it what babies do?
uh,
Is it what babies do?
Yes, we were babies. At one time, we were babies.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that the doctor, when we were born, the doctor pats on our belly. Oh, is this girl is breathing through the belly or not? So once they see the movement of the belly, during inhalation, the belly goes out. During exhalation, the belly goes in. Yes, that baby and the girl is alive. Okay, no problem. So when we are doing the belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing, we tune to the nature. But when we have lot of anxiety, hesitation, and stress, that breathing shifts to the rib cage. So many scientists say those who breathe from the rib cage, they have a tendency of anxiety, hesitation, and reaction. It means their mind also changes. So it means what? We should always either do the diaphragmatic breathing, that means the belly breathing, even while walking and talking, just become aware. Am I breathing from the belly? That's good. Or doing deep, silent, slow breathing, that is much better. So that keeps our system in calmness, peace, and happiness and the joy. Did you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just let us take 10 minutes break and then we will come back at 5.
Great.